Hi, folks. How are you? Just want to get me shared out there a couple of places. Um, how are y'all doing today? Hopefully, you're having a great Friday. It is Friday. We are live at lunchtime. Hold on here. Go ahead and get me sprinkled out. You know, I ask you all to sprinkle the love, and so I do the same thing. Um, where is my groups at? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. There we go. I think I got them in all the places. Anyway, I hope you all have a great Friday so far. And I hope you continue. Whoops, let's see. It'd help if I can actually see my live and not see other things. Hello. So if you are live with me, I'm either on YouTube or Facebook or maybe one of your favorite groups. And my name is Amanda with Simply Flamazing Art, the Creative Course Collab, and I'm also a curator in the Creative Curiosities Paper and Notions Pack, which was formerly known as the ATC Mystery Box. And I just love teaching others art and sharing my love of art with you. And so this is 20 minutes paint with me. It is based off of the 100-hour rule. You can look that up. So what 100-hour rule states is that if you do something for 18 minutes a day, you will be 95% better than anyone in your field. I reword it slightly. I say if we do something for 20 minutes a day, we'll be 95% better than when we started. Why 20 minutes? Just because it's an easy, able to time amount of time, right? So I have a little timer that has 20 minutes on it. And we're going to paint for 20 minutes. We stop when the 20 minutes goes up and we pick it up tomorrow. And then in this case, we'll pick it up on Monday. It's Monday through Friday that I do this. And just this week, we decided because we want to track our progress, we're going to put this in a journal. And so I'm going to actually be making my journal this weekend. Let me know if you would like for me to come live for parts of making my journal, so you can make your journal too. This is just a piece of paper that is approximately, what is this? Hold on, it would help if I could know how to read this ruler. Approximately 10 inches by 7, 10 by 7 piece of paper. So not quite a notebook size piece of paper or a printer size. It's a little bit smaller. It's just like a piece of ephemera paper that I actually bought a pack from Temu, I think it was, several packs actually. And I just think it's so pretty and I love to paint on it. So that's what I'm using. I'm going to get us started. Hey, Dee, when you hop on, say hi. Tell me that you are here and that you are watching because I love that. All right, so we are pretty far into this. Yesterday, we put some of the lower lights in there. We gave some of the more indentation little spots in there. We added some of the higher lights. We're going to add a few more higher lights, and then we're going to add our stems and all of our leaves. So if your pumpkins are kind of darkish, you may want to add some more highlights before adding the even higher lights that we're going to add now. That's up to you. It really does not matter. Just, make it work to where you're in love with it, and that's the thing. And don't be critical because we can be super critical when it comes to our pieces, and we strive for perfection. You don't need to strive for perfection. All right, let me grab a couple of brushes and let's get started. So these were our inspirational pictures, and I really like how light this is, so I'm going to lighten mine a little bit more. But I also love my colorations here where there's some pinks. There's maybe even a touch of purple in there where that brown mixed in. Now, I didn't use any blue, but browns have blue in them. So you get in there with that red and that white, and you may even see a little touch of some purple in there. Isn't that funny how that works? So I want a lightish orange color. I don't want to go quite this light. I want to be a little bit darker than that, but I want it to be orange. So I'm going to kind of just work in this orange color. I might grab a little bit of that white. A little bit of that yellow just to brighten it a little bit. Yellow will brighten. So when you add a little bit of yellow in, you actually will increase the brightness. Believe it or not, white kind of mutes the color a little bit, whereas yellow will give some vibrancy. So if you want a little lighter, vibrant color, look to adding in that yellow. And you can already see the difference that is making on that pumpkin. This is going to be my brightest little section. And then I still have that little bright highlight in there. I don't want to cover that up. And I don't want to cover up too much of those pinks. So I'm kind of just sticking a little bit to those edges. Kind of looking at like, okay, where would a really bright point be? And I'm just working in that little area. Just because I want to brighten it a little bit. And that's the beauty of acrylics, is they dry fast enough that you can just keep layering paint layer after paint layer after paint layer. And so if you're not painting along with me, I encourage you to do so. Just grab a piece of paper, grab some brushes, grab some paints, and just paint with me. It's so much fun when you have a friend, right? And I will post pictures. I post pictures. You are more than welcome, and I encourage you to post your picture. Be brave. No one is going to make a comment, and if somebody should make a comment that's not a encouraging comment, trust me, it will be deleted. You know, sometimes people on social media, when you're hiding behind a screen, they can be kind of meanish. But, you know, I am very, very fortunate that, oh, timer, that's right. I didn't set my timer, y'all. Y'all might have got a little freebie there for a few minutes. So thank you, Dee, for reminding me that. I did that yesterday. Even though I got it sitting like right there, I still managed to do that again today. Good grief. You're like, timer? Yes, the 20 minutes is important. I mean, not only for the 100-hour rule, but just for the fact that it's something that people can find 20 minutes to do something for themselves a day. Look how we've just brightened all those pumpkins up just a little bit, but yet we've still kept this vibrancy in here. I'm absolutely loving these pumpkins. And the more layers you do, as long as you don't start to cover, the pink really does start to pop, doesn't it? as long as you don't start to cover, the more layers you do, the better it's going to look. And you're like, well, how do you do layers and not cover? Well, you cover some, but you leave some of the original. Like you leave to where you can see kind of like every stage of those colors that we did. I didn't come in here and like paint this whole thing. I just put little lines and allowed it to blend in. And so because it's dry, what I'm painting on top of, I can either do kind of a dry brush, which is kind of more of what I'm doing. I'm just putting a very little bit of paint on here. And then I'm just kind of dry brushing on top of. So I kind of just layer, just think of like laying a really thin layer that you can see through, but yet it changes the color. So the colors beneath show through. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. When it gets a little thicker, you see it start to cover. Like right there, it started to cover. And I'm just going to push a little bit harder. When you get down, when you put too much down and you want it to blend, you've got to give it and it's dry, the paint's dry underneath. You got to put a little pressure on that. You got to add a little pressure and you got to do a little scrub. And then it's going to blend on in. But when your paint is wet, you don't have to put much pressure at all. But because we're working on dry, if I lay down too much and I don't really do that dry brush technique and too much comes off my brush, well, then I got to do a little scrub to get that paint to blend in. And y'all, those are technical terms, scrub. They're highly technical terms here. All right, I think I'm good with those. I think I'm in love with it. Now let's add in all of the greenery and the little, what are they called, y'all? Help me out here. The little stems, pumpkin stems. You like scrub. I like scrub too. If y'all hear that noise in the background, it's because we have no power. And we're running on generator. And that generator is just right outside of the studio. So it might be a little loud and I apologize. I don't know. The camera sometimes will block those sounds and then sometimes not. So tell me if you have any fun weekend plans. I'm going to work on my journal, I think. I would like to get that done. I had someone suggest, it didn't hit it hard, but we did get a lot of rain. We got over 8 inches of rain and we got some wind. And so I think it probably took down a tree that services. It's only like where we are, there's like 23 customers out, but we, I live in the country. So, and then there's like another little area down the road, down the back road. Once you get to Stony Point, which means nothing, that has a few more houses that are out without power too. So there is that. I always struggle with pumpkin stems. I never know like how big to make them, how short to make them. That might be a little bit on the biggish side. But remember, this is actually in the garden, so this is attached. So I'm just using a little green with some brown to get these in here, these stems. So no, Debbie didn't hit really hard here as much. Although there's a campground that is not too far from me. It's like heading up to the parkway. And And they had to go in last night because it kind of came in like at 2-ish, 3-ish in the morning. They had to go in last night and rescue some people like on boats because they're the creek that is there at that campground flooded, and water came into the like these campers that were parked kind of nearish the creek, and they had to rescue people. It's really kind of sad because these were like some of the bigger, I mean, not that it wouldn't be sad regardless, but these were like some of like those really, really expensive campers, motorhomes, kind of, because it's this area that's really open and easy for parking that's down by there. I've stayed there. We used to camp there a lot when I was a little girl, and we had mom and dad had their camper. But they recently put that area in, I would say in the last maybe 10 years, where these campers were for the sole, I done set that up in there, for the sole purpose of allowing the bigger because it's a lot of wooded area in this campground, and they only had a little section over for like the bigger motorhomes and stuff. So they added a whole bunch of campsites down on this field. It used to be just like a big field that, we would play in as kids when we would go there. They had a lot of stuff there that they did. So it was just kind of fun to go for the weekend. You didn't have to go far from home. We go almost every weekend camping up there. But yeah, some of these probably very expensive campers got messed up. It's kind of sad. But I don't think anybody got hurt, and that's the important part, is no one got hurt. So we're just adding a little black to this just to darken this. Then I'm going to add a little bit of lighter green on these too. But I want to get that dark in there first. Yeah, it was, so for them it was really bad. I don't know how much water they got there, but of course, they're like right at the foothills of the Afton Mountains, so a lot of runoff, a lot of into that creek. So it kind of starts to really add up. We're just going to put some little streaks in here. This is kind of like that little ridging. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see that. So y'all tell me. There we go. Let's see. Let's go that way. Let's go that way. I think you'll be able to see it better. Oh, no, maybe. Yeah. Okay. I have a tough time telling sometimes which way to go. And so, yeah, that was kind of bad for them. But like I said, as far as I've heard, no one like was hurt or anything other than just property. One man said that he looked out and the water was like where the door was of his camper, and he got out and he moved his truck and then went to go back to get his wife, and he couldn't get back to her. And so I guess they got her out with the boats that they brought in to rescue the folks. But it's a little bit scary because you never know. Water's powerful. Now you can kind of see, well, it's kind of hard. Oh, there you go. There's a good, see how I did those like little lines going up? Now I'm going to add a little bit of white in there, and I'm going to lighten it a little bit more. We'll add our little highlight on. We already have our dark in there, so I don't think we need to add any more of the dark, but we just kind of want to accent a little bit of the highlight. Not all of it, just a little bit. It'll help make that pop just a little bit more. Kind of dark on the camera. All right, so now we're going to put in some leaves. And we're going to just put in, we're going to have some fun here because we don't need it to be, you know, perfect. But we just want to have just some little curly cues. We're going to do some leaves. We're just going to build up this little cabbage pumpkin patch. I started to say cabbage patch, y'all. This cabbage patch that we've been working on. We're just going to start to put some leaves in, guys. And these leaves are kind of biggish. And so we're just going to like play with it. We're just going to have fun. We're going to just do some like little like broken, some bendy. We're just going to have fun with it. See how some of these are so like big? And then there's some broken areas. We just want to get the leaves in there. Then we can figure out what we're doing with them. I'm kind of looking like fingers going over there. Just something like that. When we're done with it, it will look like leaves. So tell me, y'all got any fun plans for the weekend? Y'all are so quiet. Y'all are always so quiet. I love conversation, and y'all have to like pull it out of you. Gonna have to give me people who talk to me. Me people who talk. Help me. We're just having fun, creating just some leaves. They don't have to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect, I can tell you. I'm not a really good leaf creator. It's honestly a struggle sometimes, but it doesn't prevent me from doing it, because in order to get better, you got to do, right? And the more we do, the better we will get. Let's see. I want to make sure you can still see everything in the thing. So this is where we are. We're going to put some bigger leaves over here. And we're just making up what we think looks like a leaf, guys. It's definitely not perfect. And that's okay. But basically, I'm showing this because anyone can scratchy on there. Oh, wow. Gee, you sound like me. You sound that's exactly what I would say. I would say the same thing. Like, I want to go, and I probably would go and then, come home with a bunch of stuff that I probably don't need, but would want. There's a rule, and I don't know. I will say I don't necessarily follow this said rule. Although I like the concept and the thought of it, I love it. And that is, if you are like me and like to have lots of stuff, right? Because we like lots of stuff. That you, for every new thing you bring into your house, you get rid of something old or something that is older that you don't necessarily want. You get rid of that. And so, that's kind of, I'm picking up a little bit of yellow, and I'm going to add just a little bit of yellow on some of these pumpkins back here just to brighten them a little bit. Just a little bit. And I can use some of that yellow in my leaves too as I work to these ones here in the back. And so I need water because I want this to be a little thinnish back here. I don't want it to be quite as bold as the ones in front. Whoops, there goes my 20 minutes. But we're going to go ahead and finish because it's Friday and I don't really have another 20 minutes of painting on this. So we're just going to go ahead, I think, and just finish up. Maybe not. Maybe I do have 20 minutes. I don't know. Do I? Because I need to add my lights and my darks to everything and make some more. So I think we will stop. Because I do think I have probably 20 more minutes. We'll finish this up on Monday. And so, anyway, here we are. This is where we are. We started to add our leaves in there. We'll come back. We'll add some more. We'll add some more vining in there. We will cover a little bit of our pumpkin, but not much. And so, if you are new to me, my name's Amanda with Simply Flamazing Art, the Creative Course Collab, and the Creative Curiosities Paper and Notions Pack. This is 20 minutes of painting with me, because I say it's the 100-hour rule. If you do something for 18 minutes a day, you'll be 95% better than anyone in your field. I say if we do something for 20 minutes a day, we'll be 95% better than when we started. So this is the third piece that we are working on, and you can certainly catch up with me. The other two pieces are actually, oh, it's over there. Sorry, I can't reach it, but are actually in my Seaside journal. This one's actually going in a journal that I'm going to be making over the weekend that is going to be at basically our progress journal. Every one of our paintings is going to go in that, along with some other stuff that I just happen to love. And we will see how we have improved as we go through this process of painting with me 20 minutes a day. So grab your paints, grab something to paint on, grab some brushes, and come hang out with me for 20 minutes. I will be live on Monday at noon, and we will finish this. And then Tuesday, we'll begin something new. I don't know what that'll be. If you have some suggestions, feel free to IM me. But this is where we are at as of right now. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend, a great rest of your day. Stay safe. I'll see you later. Bye.